Hello YouTube, we are size 17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and welcome back to another collection update. As per usual, I have nothing else to add, so let me just jump into the music. I just got a few for you here. In the background, we're listening to, this is the debut full-length from Gatecreeper, death metal band, out of, I think they're from Arizona, yeah, because this is Sonoran Deprivation is the name of the album. You know, sweet death kind of stuff. Pretty good. Check it out. Probably 10. I didn't make a list last year, but top 10, top 15, something like that probably for this one. Pretty good stuff. Alright, like I said, just a few, so yeah, let's do it. The first one up, this actually came out, I don't know, a couple weeks ago now, I think October 27th, I want to say. This is the, I think it's the 9th album from, this is Italian black metal band, I guess we'll say for right now, Forgotten Tomb. Like I said, this is their 9th album. If you're not familiar with this band, like I said, they're black metal. In the earlier years, they were kind of more of a DSBM kind of thing, with a heavy dosage of kind of a doom aesthetic going on. More of like a funeral, slow style doom, but you know, black metal band. And then probably around the album Negative Megalomania, which was their 4th full length, they started to kind of, so, you know, get a little progressive and add, you know, a lot of like kind of like progressive rock elements to their sound. I kind of always couple them with the band Shining, whereas, you know, Shining kind of, you know, took their black metal sound and just got more progressive. This band really has taken their black metal sound and added progressive rock elements, and really by the time they get around to this album, it almost kind of feels like they're giving way to the doom part of their sound, but in almost kind of like a traditional or a more sludgy kind of way. You know, I wouldn't say that I like you know, the last 4 albums now, 4 or 5 albums now, since Negative Megalomania, as much as those first 3, those are like their peak material, and some of my favorites of all time. But yeah, I do like this era of stuff too. I definitely think this one is a step up over the last one, which is what Hurt Yourself and the Ones You Love. That one was kind of okay. I did really like the song Dread the Sundown on that album, though. That one was a really good track. But yeah, like I said, I think this one's kind of a step up compared to the last one, and probably maybe as good as and Don't Deliver Us from Evil. See how liner notes has the same picture as the cover here. But yeah, even with you know, the band's evolving sound into of a more progressive rock or, you know, sludgy doom, you know, style. You know, that's not to say that there's not still heavy black metal going on here, because there is. But those elements are still, you know, pretty prevalent compared to, you know, those first few albums. But even so, every once in a while, a riff will come out, and I'll be like, there's the Hermer Morbid of old, who is, what he tries to go by his real name now, Ferdinando Machizio, who is the, he originally it was just him. It was a one-man project. He did everything. Now he just does the vocals and the guitars. But anyway, yeah, you know, if you are familiar with this band in any way, particularly their last, yeah, 3 or 4 albums, and you like them, definitely check out this one, because it's, you know, same kind of par for the course kind of album. You know, I would like to think that someday they would go back to that awesome early DSBM style sound on the Songs to Leave, Springtime Depression, and Love's Burial Ground. I would love to think that the band would someday go back to that sound, but obviously it's not going to happen. And that's fine. But nonetheless, yeah, I think this album's pretty cool, and worth checking out. It probably won't make my top 30, but it was enjoyable nonetheless. So yeah, We Owe You Nothing. Actually, I don't think I even said the name of the title. Actually, I feel like it's kind of a an apt title, We Owe You Nothing. Like, they don't have to do, they can write whatever album they want, they don't have to go back to the earlier sound. I don't know if that's actually what the album title means, but I think it fits nonetheless. So yeah, Forgotten Tomb, We Owe You Nothing. Next one up is kind of an interesting one. I actually ordered this album, but from a different person in like September. But I got this envelope in the mail, which obviously doesn't look very secure. And one of these bad boys, which essentially is just a letter from the United States Postal Service that said, "Hey, we got this this empty envelope. If you can like write down some information about what was supposed to be in this and send it to us, we will hopefully find it and send it to you." And then about a month after that, which was about 2 weeks ago now, I think about. I finally got the letter from them saying, "Hey, that letter you sent to us, we actually got it." So I don't know how long it's going to take for them to find it, if they ever even do. But anyway, I saw this album come up for a much cheaper price, and I was kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to risk that they don't find it. And so I jumped at the good price, and I picked it up. So if I have 2 copies of it, that's cool. But regardless, happy to have it. And that's this is the debut EP from the band Air Raid. If you've been following my channel at all recently, I've been obsessed with Air Raid. And yeah, this is you know, like all the rest of the stuff, it's awesome. This has a different vocalist than any of the other material that I've heard. The same vocalist, this same vocalist is on the full-length album Night of the Axe, which is now the only material other than their demo, which I do not have. The name of this vocalist is Michaelis Renikakis. That's, you know, that's a guess on his pronunciation there. These guys are out of Sweden. Traditional heavy metal, new wave of traditional heavy metal, and yeah, killer stuff. I like all their other material. This one out on Stormspell Records, which I've been just saying Stormspell Records, I feel like almost every week now, the last month or so, more and more. But yeah, this has 5 tracks on it, which the first 3, When the Sky Turns Red, Annihilation, and The Metal Cult, all are just total rippers. The soloing and When the Sky Turns Red is awesome. What a great way to start off the EP. This also has a couple bonus tracks, which actually are the 2 songs from the demo. So that's pretty cool. If you don't have the actual demo itself, it's cool to hear the material. This is on the the reissue, so number 500 to 501 through 1000. But yeah, there's the CD. But yeah, awesome material. Riffs and solos. This guy's vocals are awesome as well. So whenever I finally pony up the money to get Night of the Axe, I will be disappointed because you know, it's pretty much all the same guys, and the band wise, particularly what's his name, Andreas Johansson, who is the main songwriter throughout the whole entire band's discography. So yeah, as long as he's involved, you know the stuff's gonna be great. And like I said, I like this vocalist too. In fact, I might even like him more than the second guy. I don't know if I like him as much as the new guy, though. I really like the new guy. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. But anyway, yeah. Awesome material. I listened to this a ton when it came in. Yeah, I love Air Raid. Has quickly jumped up the ranks of all-time favorite bands. Like, this band rules. So yeah, might be getting a second copy of this at some point. I'm not sure. But regardless, happy to have this copy. So yeah, Air Raid, Danger Ahead. Their yeah, debut EP. Which, what, I didn't say this came out, I don't know. It came out in 2012, I don't know, I'm just a guess. I have no idea. Alright, last one. This one's kind of an oddity. This is the soundtrack to the movie Eddie and the Cruisers. I'll be honest, I've never seen the movie Eddie and the Cruisers. This is an album that has sort of, I don't know if I would use the word sentimental value, but it has strong memories for me. This is an album that my parents listened to a lot of when I was a kid. Specifically, it makes me think of camping trips, or the drive to go camping. We went camping a lot as a child, and this listening to this album just makes me think of those times. So much so that the lead track, On the Dark Side, I actually ended up choosing that as the song for my mother's son dance, and I didn't tell my mom which song I was choosing. I wanted it to be a surprise, and when the first notes chimed in, she was like, "Oh, all right, good choice." Although I didn't really think about it too strongly, other than, oh, that's a great song to choose. The song starts off slow, but then picks up, and that was, and while we were dancing, I had that realization. I was like, oh no, this song picks up, so we can't really dance slowly to it. And I gotta say, we rocked it. Several people, including my wife, thought that we actually had planned out a secret performance, which we didn't. We just rocked it that hard. Anyway, the majority of this album is performed by John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. I'm not familiar with that artist outside of this soundtrack. Back to the movie. I think my mom and my dad have seen this movie, but I feel like they said it was nothing that great. I think there's a sequel too, and I don't know anything about that. In fact, like I said, I haven't seen it, so I don't know anything about the movie at all. Other than I think it's about a fictitious band called Eddie and the Cruisers, who I think Eddie... Actually, I'm just going to not talk. If you've seen this movie, tell me what you think of it. Anyway, in terms of the music, this kind of sounds like, I don't know, 50s rock, I guess. I'm not too familiar with that genre, really, so it's hard for me to really pinpoint it with too much accuracy, or with intelligence, at least. But, it kind of has that feel for me. There's a couple of covers on here. Betty Lou's got a new pair of shoes. Run Around Sue. There's not much for me to really say about this. I listened to it yesterday once, and like I said, it brought back memories. It was really enjoyable to listen to. It's not something that I necessarily am going to listen to all the time, but it was something that I felt like I wanted to have in my collection. But it was really cheap, so it was a no-brainer. Out on Volcano. Although this reissue is terrible because it's got two songs are merged onto one track, and then in the liner notes it has information about an alternate version that has a couple different songs, which is funny because I was like, wait, what song? Because I couldn't find it until the Discogs information noted it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's why. Makes sense. I think this there's Tom Berenger. I think he played Eddie in the movie. I guess that's him on the front too, and on the back. But yeah, like I said, not something I'm going to be listening to a whole lot, but something that I want to have in the collection nonetheless. So yeah, that's soundtrack to Eddie and the Cruisers, performed mostly by John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Lots of saxophone solos, which I really liked. If nothing else. All right. That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're familiar with any of these releases, let me know what you think of them. And have a good day.